trust your voice, make mistakes and make some noise. Hope you never lose your joy or your hunger. Girls, you were born to run, to reach the stars and chase the sun. Girls, you are wild and free. The wind is at your back, the world is at your feet. Hope you always know your worth, though I know that life can hurt. Hope you know that you can turn to each other. Hope you learn to trust your voice, make mistakes and make some noise. Hope you never lose your joy or your hunger. Girls, you were born to run, to reach the stars, chase the sun. Girls, wild and free. The wind is at your back, the world is at your. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another session on the Y.W.W.B Initiative Discussion Platform. Our host, I've added you, and we're waiting for Facebook to actually, for Facebook to bring you in. It's saying adding. Good evening, everyone, and it's another beautiful Saturday. Thank you so much for being here every time with us. And as our custom is, please, as soon as you join us, please let us know where you are joining us from. Let us know where you are joining us from. Lara, I'm adding you. This is the second time I'm doing that, Facebook with their beauty. I believe they should be added soon. It's been a wonderful year. It's been a busy year on the Y.W.W.B Initiative Discussion Platform. And Y.W.W.B stands for the Young Women and Wives with Burdens and Blessings. We started this year on a very busy note. And I would say that the year has really been running. We are about rounding off the first quarter of the year. My name is Rosemary Henrieze, and fortunately, I'm the guest or speaker for tonight. Lara, I've been adding you Facebook issue. Facebook, that's why I came in early to start that. Facebook, I've started with their ceremony of connection, whatever. Jesus. How has your week been? I know for me, it's been a very, very, very energy zapping week because I had to do some things that required me using my physical energy this week. And it's not funny. It's not funny. I remember telling someone, I said, God, I'm going to have to put in more effort in getting, a particular membership of a professional body here. Because I say, even though it's expensive, I'm going to have to work on it too. Lara, I'm adding you on Facebook that is still dragging. This is the third time I'm trying to add you. And on each occasion, they've just say connection failed. So apologies for my end. Connection failed again. Oh, God. I'm trying to add you again. And here with us, we already have Olabisi from Lagos. Mommy, how are you? That's the patroness of Y.W.W.B initiative. Thank you for being there. Thank you for your support. And we have Mr. Henry. Thank you for joining us this evening. Facebook, please be kind, be kind, be kind, be kind. Our host needs to join us. Be kind, Facebook. Please be kind. Oh, it's so wonderful when you have a situation where they are dragging or trying to slow things down. So I've not been able to. Thank you so much from Lagos. Thank you. Oh, Facebook, the Lord have mercy on you. It's just telling me adding, and then it's not adding yet, and just go straight to connection failure. This is the third time. If I do this again, that's the third time. Connection failure, that's the fourth time. The fourth time it is doing that. Lara, sincere apologies. It's not my doing. Okay, before the host for tonight joins us, I hope Facebook will just be merciful. I want to really say that the platform is one that is about the woman and her wholeness. But I've had men reach out to us and really say that we've had great support from our men, and we are really grateful. And I had a man tell me that he likes the bluntness of the platform, and he likes the fact that we are real, we are not judgmental. I'm saying, well, the aim of the platform is not to judge, it is to find solution. Like my overseer will always say, it is not you finding out. He said, no answer from live video guest. Okay, Lara, that's the next thing he's telling me now. So it is not about we. Lara, I'm sending you an invite instead. Can you please check and accept the invite? Maybe that's what I don't know. Okay, thank you so much. I think we are here now. Yeah.
Finally.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Finally.
Yes, I can hear you.
I said finally
Don't
I'm here.
mind us. So the Facebook, àfi sùúrù k'Ọlọ́run ṣàánú fún wa lórí Facebook.
I had to go off and come in.
Oh, okay.
I had to
I,
come in, so that was why it
oh,
went
okay.
through.
I think that's the answer to it now. We come go in and come out.
Exactly, exit and entry.
It
So
is well.
it's all
It's
good.
good. It's good to see your face from another device because you can.
From another one.
I'm seeing as in I had to log in from another device to see. I've done what they are
Okay,
doing now is that we're not able to
we
see
get
the
the start.
person that we are talking to or speaking with. So I have to see from another device.
Interesting. I think that's their new swag.
I don't know.
Okay.
Proceed. Proceed.
Hello.
We are the one we're waiting for.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It's another Saturday, and I'm excited about today's topic as a lifelong enthusiast. I mean, should I use the word enthusiast? No, as a lifelong learning practitioner, let me use that word. So I'm excited about what our speaker has to say. So please don't mind me. I will be quite formal and I'll be informal. So permit me to be both because it's our
Sha,
covenant that is
don't
today.
crucify
So
me.
and she says I used to hike, so that I should receive today. All right. Without further ado, let's go into what we have today. So before we invite her to speak, we would want to meet her. So let's meet our speaker. I'll quickly read her biography so we know how much of a human being she is. Rosemary Henry Eze is a skilled professional with a strong academic background and diverse experience in both the construction and non-profit sector. She holds a higher national diploma in quantity surveying from Yaba College of Technology. Ooh, great Yaba. I'm also an alumna of Yaba Tech with a Bachelor of Technology in quantity surveying in view. Additionally, she has earned a postgraduate certificate in project management from Holland College, Prince Edward Island, Canada, and a diploma in special needs with particular focus on children with unique needs. She's also a registered member of the Nigeria Institute of Quantity Surveyors, NIQS, with years of experience in major multinational construction companies in Nigeria. Rosemary has developed her expertise in quantity surveying, applied her knowledge to various high-profile projects, demonstrating her proficiency and commitment to the profession. Rosemary works with the Prince Edward Island Public School branch as an educational assistant, so she knows what it is to be a teacher. Once she finds more eye-opening, resonating with her love for teaching, because Nigeria will make you teach even if you don't want to teach. Having worked as a teacher for years in Nigeria too. Beyond her professional accomplishments, she has also made notable contributions to academic and non-governmental organizations. She serves as the public related officer for Kami Empowerment Foundation Fans Club and the general secretary, as she was on secretary, interesting, no wonder, for Virtuous Women Pillars Club. And she's the founder and coordinator of Y.W.W.B. She's the reason why we are here today. Young Women and Wives with Burden and Blessing Initiative. A versatile and fun-loving individual she is, known for her attention to detail. I can attest to that. And her passion for people and life. She's married and with children, finding joy and fulfillment in both her professional and personal life. And in the comment section, if you don't see, she will not come in. In the comment section, I want you to put the emoji of a clap. You know I'm the host, and anything I say, people should please do. Thank you. We should use an emoji clap to bring her inside. Let us give her a round of applause as she takes the floor to speak to us today on breaking barriers. Yes, so they should put the emoji clap. Let us give her the floor. Speaks to us on the topic we have today, breaking barriers, women and lifelong learning. You are allowed to take it, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And
And
before you start, this is 8:11, so by 8:26, you should show, ma'am. Then the questions can come in.
thank you so much. I want to say a big thank you for this opportunity, and I do not take it for granted. I remember when you gave me the topic, and I'm like, she said, no, there's no better person. I'm like, I smile, I say, Lara, it is well. I want to also thank you because, in the initiative, we have the admin take up different months or with topics and all that. So it's something that we believe in. And you asked me to speak on the topic, breaking barriers, women and lifelong learning. I want to start by having a clarity on the word barrier. And barrier for me would mean something that limits you from accessing something. That's something that limits your access to something that restricts your access to something. And for women, a lot of things could we actually limit our access. And when we look at the historical context of the things that limits women and access is that acts as a barrier to women. We can talk of a societal expectation, we can talk of gender roles, and we can also talk of access to formal education. We are way past well, let me say back home in Nigeria, we're way past, saying that women no longer have access to education. However, there are communities where this is still ongoing, but a larger portion of the populace, female or women populace, have, are actually knowledgeable in what education is all about. And when we also talk about now breaking that barrier, something is limiting or restricting your access. So when you are breaking it, that means you are passing or exceeding, you are surpassing or exceeding that thing that seems to want to limit your growth, limit you from moving forward. And one major thing I find for about women is that we 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 tend to really have a lot of things that seem maybe working against us in so many ways. And sometimes we, because we have, society has actually structured our life to see us as, going from one phase of life to the other. Okay, you are expected to, okay, fine, even if you are a woman and you have gone to school, you are expected as by this age to be married. Then we also, the maternal instinct, we want to actually be married and all that. And then you get married, and you 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 start having kids, and you get pregnant, you start having kids, and you have to go through the phase of not of nurturing or winning your child and all that. And after winning your child to a toddler age, you now have to say, oh, my child is too young to start school. At least for 4 years, 5 years, your life may be on hold. So for that, and I found that because that is the generic perspective to which women have put themselves, a lot of women kind of become idle in those 5 years. Idle in the sense that they do nothing pertaining to their growth. And I told someone, I said, I had my first, oh God, when I have for my first child, I had just ND. I had OND, so I had just OND, sorry, our host just left, Facebook issues. So I had just OND. And when I had that OND, I remember my husband is saying, he can test that. I remember my husband telling me, just take care of the boy. Then later on, we'll talk about you going back for your HND. And the stubborn streak in me, or the stubborn person in me, I told my husband, no, the agreement you had with me is that I was going to go back with my set, and I was going to go back with my set. And you know it seemed as if it was not going to come to fruition, because I just saw that I got eventually was able to force my husband to get my form for me. The day the form was HND form was going to close, because he felt that, oh, you cannot manage being a mother and going to school. And I sat myself down, and I told myself that I was going to, even though there were the situation around me was a barrier for me to move forward, but I saw education as the only pedestal that would take me to places where my mind had envisaged. Sorry, where my mind had envisaged. I came from a very troubled background. I came from a broken home. I came from a background where situation around my mother's life had to make her put us. When my mom had to share her children for, from one place to the other, this one was living here. So I found myself living with a family as a maid from the age of 9, and I didn't live there until I was 16. And but one thing that helped me was the fact that the man of the house was a lover of education. So he helped me. I was not really concerned about things. If up to the age of I think I was 16, and I was not even wearing bra. So I was not wearing bra, and I was full-fledged, heavy and all that. But I was concerned more about the leverage that education would give me. Sorry, please. I'm trying to bring our host on Facebook, and This person I was unable to join because of technical issues. Lara, please, can you go out and come in again? I think it's the technical issues. So, so that was one of the things that actually happened to me. So there were barriers around my life even before I became, I became a married person. I remember vividly being, my mom. I just had written what we called, UTME then, but I had written PCE, and my mom died in January. My father followed suit in April 2004. And my immediate elder sister told me, so I said, anyway, that's my native name. And she was like, so what are we going to do? So she was applying to university. I did my calculation even as young as was. I knew that with calculation with university I may not be able to. So I said, I'm going to polytechnic. I can hustle and do 2 years, and they said the rest is history. So when it comes to women and learning and growth, the first thing I always tell a woman is to understand herself, to understand herself, to understand her ability. People tell me that, Rosemary, you are a very strong man. And I tell them, I said, I am not actually strong. I'm just like you. But I had to force or be intentional about strength that I have today. So when barriers, when I come against barriers, Lara, I'm trying to bring you in, but keep saying technical issues. I'm bringing you in again. Apologies for that. So when I face barriers like that, I am I am really I want to tell people that I have fears. Lara, welcome back. Sorry. Hello. Hello. Lara, you are here. I don't know if you can hear me. If you are here, please. You are here. You are in already, but you need to talk. Oh God, Facebook. Okay, so she's trying to join us. Apologies for that. So I tell people, I said, see, there were fears that I had, but one thing stood out for me, and that was the fact that education was the only way out that I saw. Education, being educated, was the only way out that I saw out of. So for everything that stood as a barrier for me, I found a way out of it. And I know I do tell people on this platform that even when you are married as a woman, and you see opposition, maybe your spouse does not even understand what is going on, the spouse, that there is a way to go about it. And my husband is here. If I'm exaggerating, I'm saying anything. And I stood up to him and I said, don't come back into this house if you don't get me my HND form, sorry. Don't come back into this house if you don't get me my HND form. And, I believe that probably that helped. So when it comes to, breaking barriers, there are a lot of things. Facebook, you are very nice. Please, apologies. Oh, Facebook keeps throwing our host out. I don't know why. Lara, please kindly go out and come in again. So now, so one of the things that that actually, so with all these challenges that I had against my life, I was still insisted, and I just felt within me that there is always a way out. And let me not take out the place of God Almighty. I do tell people that there is a particular passage of the Bible that made me believe that I can do everything, and it's a very unique. It's First Corinthians chapter 13 verse 10. He says, for there is no temptation that befalleth you that is not common to man. But God is faithful, that he will not allow you to be tempted beyond that which you can bear. For in the midst of the temptation, he will make a way of escape. So as a Christian, that became my motto. So, and anytime I have a problem, he did not say that God was going to give me. He said the way has already been down already. So when it comes to education, I found that it was something that I was, out for, and I was, so I saw as a means of me, getting out of the barrier that, and the limitation and situation that I was in presently. And there were fears that I had. There are things that could actually, like, for me to be able to break, this, make this, I had fears. I had fears of, of failure. I know that there was, because there were no signs that this thing could work. Lara, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I
Okay,
can.
so Thank you. Welcome back. Sorry for that. So there were fears. There were fears of failure, and then one of the major, and also there were negative, experiences, past experiences, and that was my mother's past. My mother's life and sacrifice, and what she did and everything, and how it would seem as if she was just all hustle and hustle, and did not. This thing was one of the things that plagued me. And I would tell myself, okay, so what if I do this and it doesn't work? What if I do this and it doesn't work? But one thing that kept me going was that I just knew that education was it for me, was the way out for me, and I will have to stick to it. So even when I had, like in my professional body, stages that we had to go through. I had the first stage I had to go through, I wrote it 3 times. I wrote that exam 3 times to qualify, and for each I was paying almost the same amount I paid for one. I just failed one paper, but I had to write it 3 times, and it kept it. I just I was convinced that education was the only way that could help me, but there was one thing that I didn't have. I didn't have low confidence. So for me, it was that confidence that I just know that it was, like I said, it was possible that no matter the temptation I had, there was a way out of every whatever it is that I was going through. So education became a way of escape for me. It became a way of escape. And the how would I put it now? I'm trying to like be careful and not be this. So it became a way of escape for me. So tell my fellow women. I tell my fellow women. I say, um, I I'll just tell you that there is nothing that you cannot do, and there is nothing that you cannot actually put your mind to. There is nothing you cannot put your mind to. There's nothing that you cannot achieve, no matter what it is. The thing is that you must be ready to always be open to new learning, new perspective, new ideas, new concepts. But also ensuring that whatever it is that you are open to is in line with what your vision and where your journey is. Because really, we are not an island. We are not an island of knowledge. You will always have, whatever it is that you as a person know, you have someone who knows better. So you must be open to new things, new concepts, new ideas. There's something I found out about women that I don't know. Well, there's some women are actually breaking off from there, away from it, and that is the fact that most women you see want to run solo. Most women you see, they want to run solo. They have an idea or something, and they just want to be the ones that will have the idea, have the concept, implement and all that. Whereas the power in collaboration cannot be underestimated. So for a woman, whatever it is that is a barrier that is limiting you, limiting whatever it is that you want to achieve, you can break it. And how do you break it? One, I would say, understand yourself, understand who you are, understand what you want, understand what the journey, your journey. I do right. I say, understand who you are, understand your journey, understand your journey, so that understand where you are going. Understand that where you are going is not it's not a destination, it's a journey. And a journey, that doesn't mean that doesn't mean that okay, yeah, so that means I'm going, I don't have any direction. No, there is direction, but because you are still existing, you are going through phases until the Lord calls you home, or you die. That is the end of your life. But in while we are going through the journey, your journey, you must be intentional about your journey. So, understand where you are going, understand who you are. Why I make mention of understanding who you are when it comes to learning is that we all learn differently. We all learn differently. We all learn differently. Lara, please, if it's time, kindly call me to order. We all learn differently.
2 minutes
Okay.
more, ma'am.
So we all learn differently. So in breaking barriers, in breaking barriers, you must also know that um, your situation is different from another person's situation. So you must not compare. You must not compare, because I tell someone, when I sent I wrote my biography, I sent myself, I said, I'm going to be taking this topic on this, and me, I don't have PhD, I don't have masters. That's what people will be looking at. But I said to myself, I said, well, for me, for me, what the knowledge I have surpasses some things, but I may not have that certificate yet. But I understand that I have, because it's a process for me. There are barriers that would have even that I would have broken me down. That would have broken me down and not allowed me get to where I am today. But I will get to that barrier. It may take time. I overcome it. I move ahead. I get to this. I overcome it. I move ahead. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to really women and forever learning is continuum for anybody, for any gender. Learning is continuum. You can never say you know it all. You can never say know it all. And the essence of what I'm actually trying to say is to tell women that on this journey that you are going, in the journey of learning life being learning being a continuous thing, you will come across a lot of situations. You will go through different phases. You will go through, things will break you down. Sometimes you even want to break down. You want to cry, please cry. You want to lose hope, please don't lose hope. Cry, shake yourself up, or how they say, and yet, God, go back, understand how you learn. Understand how you learn. For me, I'm really less of a theoretical person. I'm a person who learn by visual. But because I understand the place of theory, combining both, I had to bring myself to the theory aspect of it. So what did I do in that situation? That was when I gave the birth, I gave the birth of me writing. I'm not a writer. I don't really like writing, but I started writing and writing. And the more I write, the more I sharpen my theoretical aspect and being able to put down, because I can have so many things in my head, but nobody lives in my head. I'm the only one living in my head. Let me put it that way. Until I put it down, before people can actually see what you have. Somebody reached out to me yesterday and said, Rosemary, when are you going to start writing your books? And I said, I'm a very lazy person. God help me. And we said, no, please, we need to have your books. But so sincerely speaking, understand yourself. Learning
Okay.
is person specific. Thank you. I don't
Um,
know.
a minute after, I'm going to collect my phone after
Apologies, man.
the program.
Apologies.
Okay. Thank you so much. I was able to put up so many things down here. And one thing that stood out for me is the fact that you have to understand yourself
Yeah.
and understand your journey. No need for comparison.
Yeah.
And we have to know that what works for this person may not work for you. So knowing that helps us. So I have 6 questions here. And I like the fact that the 6 are aligning with what you have said. But permit me, I'm not going to use the word nosy, but we are much more practical
Yeah.
and we would like to be practical in every discussion we have. So I'm going to start with this. Barriers can be anything. Barriers can be childbearing.
Yeah.
Barriers can be um, winning, like you said, winning of a child, faces. Barriers can even be marriage,
Yeah.
particularly. It can be anything. And most importantly, barrier can be oneself. Because most times, all of these things may help us. We may be a factor to enable it, but we are so scared of ourselves of like, what will I even get there if I move? So that inspired this question when I was going through during the week. Now I'm going to ask this question. I've been wanting to ask, and I think this is a better time to ask. What inspired your move from Nigeria to Canada? And how did it challenge your approach to learning?
Hmm.
Yes.
Well, I would. Well, my move to, well, let me just say that, believe you me, I say it to people and they don't believe. Adventure,
Okay.
adventure.
Oh,
The thing is that the first time
interesting.
yes, I told myself, I can't spend, I've spent 40 years in Nigeria. I don't even know, even in
Oh,
Nigeria, there's a limit to states that I know. I only know Lagos State,
but
Ogun State.
that is so
So, I
nice.
don't,
Adventure. Wow. No wonder. We'll talk about that after the distance. I see where you're coming from. We'll talk about
okay. So I said I know Lagos State, Ogun State, and Ibadan. And aside these three states in Nigeria, I don't even know. The thing is that I'm not really a travel. I'm someone who doesn't like traveling. So, but adventure came.
okay.
I think that was 2018. As I was drawing close to gradually, I said, man, I'm because I don't the clock. I'm going. Sorry for pigeon. Don't mind me. Soon I'll be 40. I said,
Said earlier that
yeah,
it's
yeah,
very formal and informal. It's permitted.
yeah, yeah. So I said, soon I'll be 40 and I don't know any other place but Nigeria. No. Ah, I want to go out, go somewhere else. And then 2018, I had a friend, three friends who moved between 2016, 2017, 2018, who moved, and three of them moved to Canada. And UK was not in my picture because I'm like, I want a place that is different from, where you don't have a large population of Nigerians. And I didn't have
That's
money. There was nothing around me. As at that 2018, I was earning 196,000 naira. That's the gross. No, the gross, yes. And then by the net, apologies. So by the time they do that, the deduction, all that comes into my account is 196,000. And but I said to myself, so this Canada, we they go. We they go. If not for anything, sincerely, the initial thing was just adventure. I
mm.
just wanted to know somewhere else aside Nigeria. That was it. Was just
Okay, interesting. Okay, so the other part is how did you challenge your approach to learning? How
ah,
did you challenge your approach to learning?
um my move to Canada is in August. It will be 2 years. Became an eye-opening thing for me. But back in secondary school, I didn't like geography. So when I came,
So,
I didn't like geography. I didn't even pass it. So when I came here, I began to see, as I observed that the Canada that was sold to us, or that is being sold to us, is Ontario, Canada. So I moved to a different province in Canada that is not Ontario. Ontario is cosmopolitan. I live in the let me just say the parents province, but it's a smaller one. And I started seeing a lot of things. I started seeing a lot of things, and I started seeing that the mindset was different. The mindset was different here. And I also observed that I actually have learned a lot in Nigeria. I think we are way ahead of them in so many things.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You better
For
don't.
some,
I don't like Nigeria. Don't like
no,
Nigeria
in this
anything.
province, that's what I'm saying, that province specific, there were something, but there were
Okay.
also a lot of things. There were a lot of things that were appealing to me. Like I'm someone who loves the simple life. So Nigeria was too much of a pressure with, you can't live the simple life in Nigeria, and people would not say, you are an engineer now, how come you are not dressing like this? You are not. I love simple life. I'm not somebody loud. So, but here, so I can actually live this simple life. So one of the things that challenged me here was my professional life as a quant surveyor. I came here and I found out that they told me, but there's quant surveying in Canada, but they don't even know what it is here. In this my province, they don't even know what it is. So I told I became lost for some time. So I was way down emotional, and I'm like, God, what do I do? So, but then because I'm so used to critical thinking, and like I said, I'm always looking for a way out. I'm always looking for a way out. What do I do? What do I do? So my teaching experience in Nigeria became, I said, okay, I cannot just stay here now and just be bemoaning my faith or whatever. So what's the way out? So I learned how to sew, for example, as a tailor, but I never used it in Nigeria. So I said, okay, what do I do? How do I go about it? I bought a machine and all that. So one of the things I would say that challenged me was the fact that I came here. I was told that my profession is, hey, Ghana, only for me to come here and see that the province I found myself, you understand that, does don't know anything about my profession concerning. They don't even know what it is. They don't. Yes, they don't. So I now first see why some people will travel abroad and they will hide. They will hide themselves. So I told myself, I said, I'm not going to hide. I don't have anybody. I'm not out to impress anybody. So one of the challenges was just that, it's almost demoralized me as a professional. As a professional. But being someone who encourages, always tell someone that, see, you are not your profession is work, but your talent and your passion are in it. So I decided to put my talent and my passion to work. So I went and did a diploma course in special needs, and I said, okay, even if I'm going to, I'm going to do. I love children. I'm very firm and disciplined. I'm going, okay, let me just do this and then go about, as just because that is one of the things that is very, like occupation in demand here. You understand? And one of, yes. So I decided to do that, and I presently work as an educational assistant, and I'm not a teacher, but I teach a special kid. You understand? And really, I give it to teachers. Even though I do teach my children back home, but it's not the same thing when you are really, dealing with children as a professional teacher. And so that was just one of the challenges that I have, a challenge to me as a professional. But being able to quickly adapt. Okay, what else can I do? What else? I'm still trying to say, I just said something that, being proactive is a very key thing. Thank you. Sorry.
All right. I know that if we leave the floor for you, we'll continue to give us more insight.
I'm
I know
sorry.
that. But the truth is, in the course of actually explaining and being practical, because there was actually no bias, you were so real, so real. You were able to answer some questions that I put down here, and one of it is, how did education help you integrate into a new culture? Or how did education, partly formal or informal? Now, most people will always think that going to school is all about, or achieving all of the certificates, it's all about education. They are forgetting that there is a formal education and there is an informal education. I remember you saying that you learned sewing, but you never used it
Yeah.
here. But when you got there, there was a need for you to
Yeah.
switch. But some people are so rigid, they'll be like, how will a quantity surveyor, for example, will not be sewing? That kind of
Mm.
thing. And that is why I said earlier that most times we have factors that enable us to break the barriers, but other times it can be ourselves.
Yeah.
We can be the barriers ourselves.
Yeah.
But so that is it. And you also talked about something that gave an answer relating to the question, that was there a defining moment where you realized that lifelong learning was key to your growth? And you actually answered that question, because there was indeed a defining moment when you got depressed and you got destabilized, but you had to find yourself back. So thank you for giving us a 3-in-1 answers, even when you don't know that you. So the next question is, for women planning to relocate, what key skills or knowledge should they acquire, or do you think they should acquire before making such a move?
Mm. I
Yes.
will start my answer by saying something, and that is, our overseer will say, Dr. Lumde Manuel will say, you cannot be a lizard in Nigeria and be a crocodile. It's 100% true. So the life you are living in Nigeria is what will replicate itself here. At least until you now almost want to go crazy, so to speak, and then you. So why I said that is that if back home in Nigeria, I'm a very I'm someone who is very how will I put that? I'm a very strict planner. I love to plan. I love to do everything. I love to do this. I love to do that. So when I came here, or when I was coming, when I was coming, I came with food stuff. There's some food you could not come with. So I came with some, food. Like I came with Gary one paint. I came with, abono. Just one day, just small things. And I came with, and when I tell people that I ate that food for 3 months, they will not believe me because, I didn't have it. In fact, I did a program of 1 year. I did not have a job. I did not have a job. So that was where me sewing and making locks. Because so what I did for was that I just found that everybody, people were braiding, everybody was doing weaving, but nobody was you know making dreadlocks, and people were cutting their locks. When they come, they were cutting their locks. So and they make dreadlock. I didn't learn it. It's only tailoring that I learned. So I just that's one thing I just remembered that I used to study my loctician in Nigeria do this. So I went because I had to lock my hair for myself. So I started locking for myself, and then I did something. I made flyer. I went to Canva. I made flyer for myself, and I advertised on the Nigerian platform, and I put, okay, if your that's where education actually helped me. If your hair is 3 inches, it's $70. If your hair is above 3 inches, it's $100. There's no debate. I don't force with you. I don't, because if I do that, you said.
I said I'm Igbo.
No, so but I also was, I could do part-time cleaning, I could do this, but what the purpose for which I was here, which is my education, was something that I was careful that I was not tampered with. So another thing is that I also, because in Nigeria I know how to discipline myself. I discipline myself, so I had to discipline myself here. So I was not eating out. I don't eat out. I don't do everything. I cook. Then I will cook once because I have to pay light money. So I will cook like rice, big pot of rice. If it's rice I want to cook, I'll cook. Then I will share it into bowls. I went and bought bowl. Share it into bowls and put in the freezer. Light is a constant thing here. So when I just want to eat, I bring out my soup. That's what I do till tomorrow, ma. Till tomorrow. And I warm, and so I was able to calculate. So you understand what I'm saying. So that is one of the things. So
Yeah,
being able to replicate, you can't come overnight and start learning it here. You have to be able
true.
to replicate. It is the life that you have lived here. So for women who want to relocate abroad, please, I want to tell you something. Please take the bold step. Take the bold step. And let me not say if you take the bold step. Take the step, even with fear. Even with fear. Ask my husband now. I was afraid. Before I got to the time, I dumped it. Ask my husband. My husband now called me and said, I said, Rosemary, I don't know you to be someone to drop things. And that is the one thing about me, to drop a thing. It just as if he pinched me. I said, I said, what the thing, the money too much. He now told me, I said, so I started again. And I remember when I spent, is it 4 million? 1 million or 4 million. I spent, I'm also like, I think this money now, go recover them again. Go recover. I say, if you go with that. And so, but I say, I just had some, but to cut a long story short, you have to be intentional about your lifestyle. Your lifestyle.
Okay.
Because in this environment, see, if you be person where they collect lapo, you they collect base, you they call you sabi collect free this thing, do what's this one that they will be calling people? In this environment is very, very encouraging. In fact, you will do auto finance, you will collect, and you just find out that you have spent 5, 10 years here, you don't have any money from what you have. Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. You don't have any money saved. You are just live your life. So whatever it is you want, take anything you want, any decision you want to take, relocating abroad or anything. It requires that you understand who you are and your lifestyle. And that one thing I want to cap it with is that I don't get shame. I don't get shame. Let me just say it in pidgin. I can see some of my classmates back in school here. I don't get shame. You cannot shame me. You cannot shame the shameless. That's my principle. So you can. I remember someone when I was with HND2, they called me in the women in my class called me and they told me, "Can't I see my fellow woman? And see the way she's dressed." I'm not interested. So
Hmm.
I know where my destiny is. Without taking much of your time, let me not go to this. Thank you, ma.
You have. But thank you for doing justice to that. So I'm going to paraphrase everything she said. She said, for women planning to relocate, what skill? What that was the question I asked. For women planning to relocate, what key skills or knowledge should they acquire before making such a move? Now, before intentionality about your lifestyle is a skill. If we don't accept it,
Yeah.
please accept it today. Intentionality about your lifestyle is a life learning skill. That means you know when to switch. You know that you are not meant to spend too much. Just like you said, and just like Pastor Olumide Emmanuel says, or Dr. Olumide Emmanuel says, let's not use the pastor part. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel says, you cannot be a lizard in Nigeria and be a crocodile. That means if you're a lizard here, you'll be a lizard over there. So for us that are planning to relocate at any time or moment of our life, we should try and check our
Yeah.
lifestyle. Whatever knowledge or skills you already have, or you think you have, digital skills or whatever it is you are learning, your intentionality about how you live your life matters a lot, because there is also a change in
Yeah.
environment. The way it is here, it's not the way it
Mm.
is over there. Thank you so much.
Can I
Let me read
can
one
I
of the
can
comments.
I
Your
add
husband
something?
said,
Sorry. Can I add something, please? Forgive me.
"Ma,
Can I
let
add
me
something?
read
If you
something,
Okay,
please."
if you observe, I did not
Okay,
mention know how to make hair, know how to. I did not mention it. I did not
that is
mention
it.
it.
That
Because
was
because
said for
they may be
everything
skill,
you
but
learn.
it is the person that determines the
Yes,
extent to which the skill would those handwork will be put into. Thank you, ma'am.
yes. Yes, that's what I said. So for any skill you learn, is it digital already you are planning to learn? It really matters, fine. But what matters most is understanding that there is a move and there is a
Yeah.
shift. So knowing that living here and moving to another country, there are so many uncertainties that you do
Yeah.
not know. So trying to be intentional about your lifestyle will help you a great deal, because you can be living lavishly here because you do not have as much bills, so to speak, to cover. But when you get there, the bills will dawn on you, and you know that, oh, lifestyle here is not the same thing as there, because lifestyle differs. Thank you. Your husband says one of the factors that have catapulted you to where you are today is a passion for whatever you choose, especially quantity surveying. So I'm also going to add to it that when there is a will, I'm going to paraphrase that, there is a way.
Yeah.
That is it. Another person. Oh, we welcome mommy, Mrs. Motura Williams Johnson. She's here.
That's
She
my
just said some,
yoga.
yeah, Calm Empowerment Foundation. We love you, ma, and we see what you're
Yeah.
doing. She says self-discovery and discipline are very
Yeah.
important. So discovering who you are and being disciplined, which is the intentionality we already talked about, will help you in whatever skills or knowledge you get before moving. Thank you so much. Now, the last question is, what advice do you have for women who fear career changes or feel too late to start over? Because there is this syndrome of, I don't think I can start. Age is not more my side.
Mm.
So, what advice do you have for women who fear career changes? Because you had a career change
Mm.
already. You had to switch careers
Mm.
because it was not as at where you were,
Yeah.
where you are now, right. So there was a career change. So what advice do you have for women who fears it? And I think, like Pastor Olumide Emmanuel always says, is that most of us do not make findings about where we go to. We just want to go because people are going. You don't make your due diligence by getting to understand, okay, this place I'm moving into, what really happens here? What is their environment
Mm.
about? What is the career that thrives here before moving? We just have that syndrome of one jackpot, me no fake jackpot. That means people are moving and
Maybe never
people want to
move.
be a part of
Mm.
it. So what advice do you have for women who fear career or feel too late, in quotes,
Mm.
to start over?
I want to let me try to say something.
Okay.
You ca- until you live in a place, you cannot actually know how to survive there. Let me put it that way. So the
Oh,
best
oh,
thing is for you
interesting.
to learn what to be adaptable by nature, to be
Mm.
adaptable, because until you start living in a place, in an environment, you would not. So you cannot say this. Then secondly, I will not tell you that I have a career change. I will explain. I
Okay.
am exploring. You understand? Because I'm still
All
a
right.
construction person. See, now I'm still a construction person, and I will continue to be a construction person. Now, this issue of this did not start in Canada here. When I was about clocking 40, when I was about clocking 40, that's about almost about 3 years ago, I told myself that that I had so much in me to give. You understand? But yet that I have given too much to construction and have not developed every other area of my life. That was what I told myself. So I felt heavy. I did not feel light. I felt heavy. And then I told myself, I said, I love quantity surveying. And let me tell you something. My husband said, I love quantity surveying. Uh, See, quantity surveying is not a passion. Is because I whatever it is that I do, I like to when you anything that I'm doing, when you see it, you see excellence. That I love excellence. I love doing things with my heart. Because quantity surveying, I came about quantity surveying itself. That was a story for another day by chance. But I would have left, if not for one of my classmates, an elderly man who told me that I would not regret it. And so
Hmm.
for everything that I did while starting, going through academic procedure for conserving and everything, I did 4, 5 times of what my mates were doing because I knew that I did not understand some things. So I had to put in more to it. So what I will advise I have for women is that, like I will always say, understand yourself. Then understand that be careful with the journey of expectation and
Hmm.
interpretation of what success is. Success is not a destination; it's a journey. Be careful of the journey of expectation. I will try to expatiate on that, especially in the sense that ensure that you are the one that defines your expectation. Because when people define your expectation for you, you can go crazy. You can go crazy because even in defining what expectation is for yourself, you will judge yourself. Talk more of when others are the ones that define what expectation is. If you are judging yourself, assessing yourself, you say you're assessing yourself, but you're actually judging yourself, you are almost driving yourself crazy. Talk more of when others are assessing. So be the one that is. Then another thing is that be open, be open to change. But see, if you know me before, one of the things that affected me was that I had, you know, some traumatic experiences that was a push for me. So I was fighting. I was fighting against poverty. I was fighting to break my mother's this thing. I saw my mother was a strong person and everything, but for me she was so too limited. So I was, she and then so I was fighting. I was ensuring that I get every information that does. If you see my mom, I look like my mom with my immediate ancestor. So I'm like, when you are looking at yourself and you are seeing your mother, I have the same eyeball, everything. You are seeing as you are seeing like this. If I show you my mother's picture, you are seeing me. So I was fighting. So for me, I would tell women, write your own story. You are not your mother. I once wrote it on my platform. You are not your mother. So don't let your mother's story, your that story really affects you. And I was still talking to my housemate today. I said, Omo, this place, we are going both, this is going to construction. I'm going to renovation and alteration work. But because they are process, that's what I'm going to. So I will be teaching. I love teaching. I also brought be in construction. And in fact, I want to do everything that I know I can do. So be don't be restricted to one thing. Whatever it is that you can, please take advantage of it. However, be sure that there is one or two that you can give persistence, intentionality, and consistency to, because consistency is the deal. Persistency and consistency is the deal. And then I'll also to add, please and please prioritize your finance. Women, I'm not saying that be careful with finance. I'm not saying you cannot look good. Prioritize your finance. A financially, I will not say stable, because money is this a ephemeral. A financially a comfortable and woman is a confident woman. I'm not saying it's a proud woman, no. It's a confident woman. If you ask my husband will tell you that your son they chop for my head. Me, when he comes to I face him, I tell him da, 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 da. But there's nothing like being a financially stable woman and all that. I don't know if I have said too much or I've not said enough, but that is just what I want to say. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much, man. You have said enough. And I have a comment here that is quite educative and informative. Mrs. Moro Ronti Kazim, thank you, ma, for your contribution.
Hey, that's my babe. That's
Okay.
my babe.
Thank you so much. It's good to have you here. And she said career switch can be due to many reasons, not necessarily for a negative reason, as far as you aren't losing focus. You can switch to another career to fund your loved career.
Yes.
Thank you so much, man. That's
Yeah,
so
exactly.
switching careers, yeah, to paraphrase that, and based on my questions, you don't have to be scared of career changes. Like she said, it can be due to many reasons.
Yes.
So for whatever reason it is, just know that your passion still remains your
Yes.
passion. And whatever you well, whatever you put everything into, it shows with time. Because whatever you do, as a writer, there's this saying that when you write like for 30 days, you become a pro. I mean, something you do consistently, just like you said, consistently and persistently, even when it is not conducive, you still find yourself getting to do it. It is actually a part of you. So most times it may not be palatable in the course of trying to switch. Yes, in the course of breaking barriers, because barriers, just like you said, can be poverty. There's so many things we are fighting with. Just like you said, also, there are so many things our parents fought with that they did not overcome. It's not, and it's because they were limited in information. It's not like they did not, but they were limited. And most times we have to limit ourselves. That's one of the things you said. So just to tell you that all of the things you said were hard. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. We also welcome our mommy, Tinoye Johnson, Mrs. Tinoye Johnson. She's here with us. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Today has been so interesting. This is 9 o'clock. I'm so happy that we actually are on the nick of time. We didn't pass our time. So we have just 5 minutes or more to round off this discussion. Thank you for everyone who joined. Thank you so much, Ma, for doing justice to this topic. I am so excited. So I am speaking out to every woman of different ages. Are you an adult woman? You are in singlehood, whatever it is you have as a woman, just know that you are beautiful the way you are. Just understand that nothing or no one is like you. Your uniqueness matters. So just like she has said it, if you have not understand who you are, please, it's high time you understood yourself. Understand yourself and be proud of who you are. There is a part of you that the world needs that they've not had yet, not come out to talk. Your voice needs to be heard, and you have to come out. You don't have to come out with fear. If there is fear, if there's anything, that is why the power of collaboration is powerful. And we have women that looks out for other women. All these stories everywhere that women is the enemy of another woman. I do not believe in that. There are women, and this initiative is actually solely on that looks out for other women. So whatever fear, whatever challenge, whatever it is that's making you go aback, I don't want you to have it anymore tonight. You can always reach us and pour out your mind, whatever it is, and we'll be able, in our own capacity, God helping us, to help you sail through whatever it is. Now, thank you so much. Before I forget, on the 29th of March, oh my goodness, you know what
I am excited.
it's a community interaction session, and it's going to be wow. I have seen one of our guest speakers that will be coming to answer questions, Miss Bella Ikide. You don't want to miss it. After this, I'm sure, Ma, please, can you please put the link? Is that possible? You put the link in the comment section now, so that people join. Okay. So in this comment section, a convener will be putting the link there where you get to answer, where you get to send questions that have been bothering you. Because one of the things we talked about is fear, and fear can be emotional abuse. So come out, tell us whatever it is. If you don't want us to know your name, you don't want us to know who you are, just for safety's sake, there's no problem. You can just write anonymous, and your name will not be, we will not read out your name. I'll be the host, so your safety is safe with us. Your owners matters to us. So we are not ready to come and tell the world who you are. We just want you to get answers to whatever it is that is bothering you. So try to make it a date with us, just 2 Saturdays from now. And next week Saturday also, we're talking about a wonderful topic, imposter syndrome. Oh my God, that is a lot also to take in. Thank you for your time. We do not take you for granted. Thank you for being a part of this. We can't wait to see you next week. I can't wait to get your questions. We can't wait to get your question. We love you from the depth of our heart, and we are always rooting. Believe me, we are rooting for the wholeness of a woman, and that is why wholeness of a woman for me is wow. We want you to wow the world, because when you are whole, you become a wonder to your world. Thank you so much. I still remain your favorite host for March, Olara Osho. Ma, I don't know if you have anything to say.
I don't. So let me. I want to say a big thank you to everyone. I've dropped the link for the questions.
Okay.
So if you have your questions, if you don't feel comfortable, coming live to ask your question, but please, we would like to, we are very organized and formal sometimes about things like this. So please kindly drop your question. Lara, thank you so much. It's been an amazing month, and I want to say a big thank you to you and to Mommy. She's here, our patroness, Mommy Olabisi. Thank you for your support. And to Barrister Ifije, our legal advisor. Thank you so much for being, being amazing and supportive, and carrying the vision, like, because it is yours, not even like, because it is also yours. Thank you so much. And to everyone, please, next week Saturday, join us as we
Okay.
talk on the imposter syndrome. And on the 29th, please, Lara, can you do more, like, elaborate on the this session, on the community dynamic
Okay.
session?
Okay, so community interaction session is a session that happens every month where we have 5 Saturdays. So last month, which was February, we had a very broad topic which has to do with emotional and rebuilding trust. So we know that in every aspect of our life, we've had some people breach the trust we had in them, and so it actually is not has to do with just the sexual harassment. We have emotional harassment that has to do with father and mother, father and daughter, father and son, and all of that. Your boss, and you are said in your mind that I will never forgive this person. I will show him pepper. So you have fed it in your mind that you are not going to forgive that person. And we believe in Y.W.W.B that healing matters. There are some things that if you don't heal from, you pass it to the next generation. And we don't want that to happen. So we want you to come out and say that which is disturbing you, who have breached your trust, and you feel that you cannot trust anybody. And here is one of the things also that's affecting the singles, and they're like, I don't want to have any man in my life again. It's normal that people breach trust. It's normal that people mess up. It's normal that people fuck up. Let me use the word fuck up. Please permit me. I'm not supposed to say that. But it's normal that people do all of those things. But they have done what they. You need to move forward. You need to be the best. And you know that if you don't forgive, you may not be whole. It's not that you may not be whole, you won't be whole. So we are desired to create that Saturday. We are not speaking, we are not doing any discussion. We are only coming here to come and give answers to all of your questions. Remember, the being Y.W.W.B is burden. So that is a burden that we are trying to deal with. And we would definitely give answers to that burden and make you feel relief. That's what we are here to do. So it's not always about the blessing part. It's also about the body part. So she has dropped the link for the comment section where you get to send your question. Like I said earlier, if you don't want anybody to know your identity, if you want us to protect your identity, that's not a problem. So when you send the question, just tell us where you are sending the question from. where the option is in the form, and tell us if you want us to know your identity. There's no problem. If you want it to be anonymous, there is no problem. So that's just what it is about, and we can't wait to have your question. Truly, I can't wait to read out your question and get answers, give you answers back that you are waiting for. God helping us. Thank you, ma. Yes, my mommy is here. One of my mommies is here. Thank you so much, Mrs. Funke Ajao. I don't know if anyone knows Ikotu Comprehensive College in Ikotu. Yes, she's the owner alongside with Baba School. Yes, Baba School. She's here, and I was opportunity to go to that school, so I'm a product of Baba School. She's here to cheer me, telling me, my dear, well done. My head is big already. Thank you so much, ma, for joining us. God bless you, ma. God bless you. I'm happy that I'm making you proud. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Henry says, well done, Lara. And Mr. Henry, thank you. Thank you so much for always being a part of this. Even when it is not convenient, you are always here. And we are so sorry. It just crossed my mind this day. All of our Muslim brothers and sisters that have been fasting. We pray that much as you started, God will see, and Allah will see you through to the end. We are not a biased initiative. We welcome everyone from every religion. We are not religion-oriented person. We believe in God, yes, and we pray that this season, all of your prayers to Allah will be answered. Inshallah. All right, ma. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the night.